Hi everyone, my name is Boy, and in this video I just want to share with you some thoughts on how you can build like a big Forex account, particularly when you're starting. For example, you might be thinking about starting a Forex account that might consist of maybe about $1,000 or maybe about $2,000 and so forth. Obviously, the more money that you have in your Forex account, you can actually generate more profits. So, take for example, if I have like $1,000 Forex account, I might make, let's say, about 10 cents a pip, right? So if I get 10 pips, that's like a dollar. Well, if I've got like a $10,000 Forex account, I can actually make maybe about a dollar a click. I mean, a dollar a pip. So if I get 10 pips, that's about $10, right? So that's pretty good, and that's being conservative. So obviously, you can do the maths, and the bigger your Forex account and the better you are at trading, obviously you're going to make a lot more money. So my thoughts I'd like to share with you in this video is, how did I go about building a big Forex account? I actually started building one of my Forex accounts. It was a live account, and I started off with nothing. It was a flat zero and everything. I was just playing off a demo, and I managed to build it up to $10,000 a Forex account in just under 6 months. Now, definitely don't think that I'm here to brag or anything like that. I'm not here to show you, I'm not here to do any of that stuff. But I just want to show you that it is possible. You can build a $10,000 Forex account. And it's actually quite simple to actually do, but it's actually hard to go ahead and do it. Take for example, you might be thinking, I mean, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, you can't really, make money in Forex. You can't save up $10,000 in Forex. If someone were to come and tell you that, then everyone would be able to do it, right? Which is pretty interesting excuse. However, if you think about it, why is it that a lot of people out there are really overweight when there's a lot of gyms out there? There's a lot of education, there's a lot of YouTube videos that shows you how to lose weight, but there's still a lot of overweight people. So, and there's a lot of gyms out there. So, what's the reason for that? Well, it comes down to their own beliefs, and there's a whole bunch of other things that we just cannot explain. So, what I'm trying to explain in this video is that I want to share with you. It is a true story that I did build it from 0 to 10,000, and that's a good number to try and aim for. And so, how do I go about doing it, right? Okay, first and foremost, you have to be very, very clear with what is it that you want. So if you want a $10,000 Forex account, or if you want like a 5,000 or 1,000 even, that's okay. I'm not saying you should shoot for 10,000. I'm saying like you should shoot for your own goals, right? But you have to be very, very clear with what you want. I can't stress this enough. Like, you have to really want this. If you don't really want to build like a Forex account that's got $1,000 or $10,000 in there, or maybe even more, then it's not going to follow through. You're going to be like, not really, don't really care. I'm just going to use this $1,000 to go buy myself a new iPhone, right? So you have to really, really be very, very clear with what is it that you want. Also, you need to know when you want to achieve it. So let's say that you want to achieve your $10,000 Forex account in 12 months. That's a good goal. But if you're going to say I want this in like a week, then you're going to have to work your ass off to try and achieve that. So give yourself some slack. Give yourself a time frame, a realistic time frame for you to achieve that. So that being said, what I did was I wanted to have a $10,000 Forex account. So I thought to myself, okay, how am I going to achieve this, right? How am I going to build up to $10,000? So obviously you're going to have to save. You're going to have to save a lot of money, and you're probably thinking, okay, I don't want to, live on the street, or I don't want to like you go extremely crazy. Well, once again, it comes down to how bad do you really want this? Do you really want this, or you don't want this, right? So if you really want this, then you'll find ways to achieve it. So here we go. So what we do is when you're starting off, right? What I did was I analyzed my entire budget, right? So let's say that I was earning $2,000 a month, and sorry, let's say that I was earning $4,000 a month, and I found out that my expenses was about $1,000 a month. So that means I got about $3,000 to play with, like that. But we all know that with $3,000 is not really the end amount that you get at the end of the month, right? We know that there's expenses, transport, and all those type of things. So really, you might see about $2,000, maybe $1,000 left over. Now, what you need to understand is the concept of cash flow. So I'll say that again, it's cash flow. This is so important. So take for example, you're earning about $4,000 a month and your expenses is about $3,000. So what's your cash flow? Your cash flow is $1,000. Let's say you're earning $4,000 a month and your expenses is $2,000 a month. What is your cash flow? It's 2,000. So you need to really focus on that number, your cash flow number. I can't stress that enough. You have to focus on your cash flow number. So if you work out how much you earn, and if you get all your bills together and you figure out how much they all cost per month, it's going to take you about 10 minutes, but once again, how bad do you really want this? So you have to do this. You'll figure out that you'll be able to add up all your bills and you get a really good number. And it's very important to know your number. What is your expense number? Now you need to know, if you've added up your water bills, your rent, all that type of thing, and you find out that your expenses, let's say your expenses is $500, no, sorry, you're $1,000 a month, and you find out that you're earning $3,000 a month. That means you got about $2,000 to play with. So if you got $2,000 to play with, how long is that going to take you to get up to 10 grand? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You got 5 months, and you're gonna have $10,000 into your Forex account. Once again, let's have a look at reason why you should have $10,000. $10,000, well, you can earn quite a lot. You can make about $100 per week, $200 per week. That can go a long way. $200 per week multiplied by 4, that's about $600, right? 2, 4, 6. No, sorry, that's $800. Terrible with math. I know, terrible. I'm doing Forex, but I'm terrible with math. And yeah, so if you look at that one, it does get exciting, right? Plus, with $10,000, what would you do with that? It's like a backup funds. You can use it just in case there's an emergency. You always have backup. It's also your 3-month emergency fund. Let's say that you lose your job. You have $10,000 to cover you in that 3 months. You're not going to go negative or take out credit card loans and go into massive debt. So yeah, that's the thing. Do those calculations. Now, obviously, let's say that you do have your cash flow of $2,000 per month. Obviously, you're not going to be, you're not going to get that pure $2,000. There's always these expenses that's going to pop up, right? So take for example, what you need to do is you need to sort of like shave the fat off some of the expenses. So you find that your total expense is about $1,000 per month, right? What you can do, you can sort of like shave things off. So what I did was I started taking the train to work. I started to eat really cheap food. I mean, if you think about it, like going out for dinner is like $100 there, $100 to have like a nice dinner. Forget the dinner. I mean, you're gonna be satisfied for a couple of hours, and then you gotta worry about like the next dinner, the next breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you gotta worry about next day, next day, next day. It's just a waste of money. Don't worry about it. You don't need to have nice dinners. I remember I used to live like in a house where I just ate tuna cans, just to save money. Now, obviously, it's going to suck for a bit. It really does. And, people might even look at you and say, well, this guy's a tight ass, whatever it is. But who gives a shit? Don't worry about that crap. Just focus on your goals and just keep it going. Now, you got to stay focused and determined on this. So that's what I did. I just stayed focused and I stayed determined. I kept telling myself 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. I got to get that, got to get that. Okay. And then, dinner comes along. No, I don't want to spend money on dinner. I'm trying to save as much as I can. And that's what I did. So that's what you need to do, is just stay focused on the game. Don't give up, and you will eventually save your magic Forex number. Thanks.